One.
Everybody.
So what part of the country are you in?
I'm in Fargo.
Fargo.
I
How far that's not far from your house, is it?
about 3.5 hours. 3 hours. Yeah, I left Green Bay, drove up to Grand Forks, dropped my load going to Canada, picked up an empty, and now I'm back down south.
Okay. And when are you going home? Because you're going home for a while.
I should be going home should get home Tuesday.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I'll be home till I think the 5th or the 6th, roughly.
That's nice. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I got a couple doctor appointments. Mom has one. I start my process to get my hazmat back, and then I have a craft show to do.
Oh, craft show sounds like the fun part.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do pretty good because I'm still trying to get the money together for my mom's electric wheelchair. It's insane how expensive that stuff is. $6,400. I'm just like, holy smokers.
You would think there would be more programs out there to help people. Hey, Big Mike. Big Mike says, hey, mate.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, it's just crazy. That's why I've been running so hard.
I don't know when Big Mike became Australian.
Why would he say?
He always says mate.
Oh, yeah. Mayday.
I know. So pretty much everybody here at the condo is passed out. The teenagers are on their phone, of course, doing TikToks. Larry's on the couch with the 3 dogs sleeping. Our daughter Sandra and granddaughter Riley fell asleep, so I'm out here on the porch.
Swimming, I'll tell you, swimming makes you tired. It really does. I remember growing up at the cabin. Oh my gosh, we'd be out there all day swimming, and we'd sleep like a brick. I mean, just be knocked out early.
Oh, what was crazy is the first time we went swimming, we were only in there for like an hour. Hey, Murphy.
And haircut? She got her haircut.
Yeah. So did my boys.
Collar.
Oh, that's cute.
It's been annoying all day though. So you only went swimming for an hour?
Yeah, they kicked us out because there was lightning, and so then we were on the elevator on our way up, and Tom Kelly from TNC Radio called, and he was driving through where we're at, like 15 minutes down the road, and wanted to know if we wanted to go to dinner. So we're like, sure. So we went and met his son David, and finally got to meet Tom, and it was fun.
He's such a nice guy.
Yes. Those of you guys that don't know, Tom's the owner of TNC Radio, the radio program that Larry and I do our shows on, and Terry's been on there a few times. And
I'm on Tom Kirk's almost weekly.
Yeah.
The one right before yours. He always tags me and he says, okay, phones are open, call in.
Yep.
So tell us how things are going with Nova, and tell us who Nova is for those that don't know.
What were we thinking? That's all I'm going to say.
I'm wondering how many lint rollers you're going to go through in the truck.
Oh my God. I love my husband and all that, and I want to make all his dreams come true, but I'm the one that's like having to discipline her and be the mean one. Hey, Jess.
And the Huskies that's what Paul wants. He wants a blue-eyed Husky girl. So flipping bad. So he is so angry and mad at you guys because he's jealous.
Well, I have a feeling
what's going to happen. They suck.
Well, I have a feeling what's going to happen is Nova's going to hate me at first because I'm the disciplinarian. But then I think she's going to wind up like bonding with me the most because I'm so mean to her.
Because you're alpha. You're the alpha.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I'm like, us girls need to be the alphas. There's too many men here.
That's right. So tell us about Nova. How old is she? Tell us a little bit about her.
10 weeks old, and she is a Siberian Husky, black and white, just like I say, she looks like Larry's beard.
With beautiful bright blue eyes.
Yes. And yes, I'm drinking wine, but I don't have to drive. I'm on vacation.
Aren't you down on the Gulf?
Yes, we're down. We're down in Orange Beach, which is like 20 minutes from Mobile.
Okay.
So it's pretty.
And now you guys were there last year too, right?
Yeah, last year
It's
we had
kind
a
of a
two,
tradition.
yeah, we had a 2-bedroom condo last year, and this year we've got a 3-bedroom. I'll try to flip the camera around so everybody can see. There's the lazy river. There's nobody in it right now. I think they just locked it. And then there's the canal and the lighthouse, all the boats.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty. But last year we rented with the same people. We had a 2-bedroom, and this year they didn't have any 2-bedrooms available. So I wound up getting this 3-bedroom, 3-bath unit for the same price as a 2-bedroom. So it wasn't too bad.
And now who's all with you?
Tonight and tomorrow, our daughter Sandra, her husband Blake, and then the 3 grandkids are here. And then they'll head out tomorrow afternoon. And then our new boss, James and Faith, are coming tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, and that helps split up the cost a little bit, you know, when you share it and have other people with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And our
Paul
daughter,
and I we want to rent a big houseboat up on Rainy Lake in northern Minnesota for like a week, and you literally go out on a houseboat. There's like 4 and 5 bedroom ones, and they got slides off the top and fish. I mean, to be able to fish in my nightgown, life doesn't get any better. Like, holy crap.
That would be pretty freaking awesome.
Oh, but we want to get a couple different couples to do it, because it's like, it's probably 4,000 a week.
Yeah.
We went with some other, in Ely, Minnesota, there's an island, you can rent the whole island. And we did that one year with 2 other couples, and they have like tents provided with cots. You just bring your own, sleeping bag and whatnot and pillow. And they're on beautiful wooden platforms, the tents. And then they have a big, huge kitchen tent with all the kitchen supplies you need. And every day, a little shirtless young man brings drinking water and firewood from the mainland lodge.
Oh, wow.
And you have to travel there on your boat. You bring a boat. It's just something like that, when you have a couple other couples, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So we loved it. I would love to go back to that island. Oh my gosh. You have the whole island, and there's no bears, there's no skunks. It's an island, so you're okay. The worst is a wood tick, a mosquito, and a moth.
Okay, I wouldn't mind seeing a bear as long as it didn't attack me.
Well, that area is moose area. Like they have like moose road, moose trails you can drive, and you can see the moose, real heavy moose area, and those you don't want to mess with. So
Jess says, where can I find this young woodsman that you speak of, Terri?
Oh, I know. I'm telling you, the kid, he was like maybe 2022, and he literally is just built. He's a country boy, and he comes with like swim trunks and no shirt, and he delivers. And if you need something like, he'll bring ice for the coolers, drinking water, wood, and he unloads everything. And all of us girls were just like,
okay, I can tell you right now, Jess is going to be contacting you and saying he needs a 411 of where the hell this place is.
Yeah. It's
yep,
way up north in Minnesota, Ely, Minnesota. But it was a lot of fun. So anything like that, like when you have other couples that you get along with to do stuff like that, really is a lot of fun.
Yeah, because it takes off a lot of the expense, but it's fun.
Yep. And then you figure like what we do. Well, when Paul was with me on the truck, you're with your hubby 24/7. It's nice to look at another face, and for you especially that you run team, and to have other people around instead of just always talking to the same person.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, Paul was with me for 2.5 years every day, and it's nice to converse with somebody else.
I know everybody's like, don't you guys get sick and tired of talking to each other? Yes, sometimes we do. Or sometimes like we feel like we've talked about everything. It's like, there's nothing else to talk about.
See, Paul and I, with my ex-husband, I would have kicked him out after the first month. I know I would have. He just would have annoyed me. But with Paul, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. We just have this weird thing where we could we could live in this little semi for 5 years and never have one argument. It's just I don't know. I can't explain
Never
it.
argued with anybody more than I argue with Larry. We argue like crap, but it's because we're both so stubborn and bullheaded.
Yep,
We
and
argue over silly
I don't
things.
with Paul. Yeah, and that's it. I don't argue with Paul at all because he's the pushover and I'm the aggressive, bullheaded one. He always says I was born defective with no fuse. So I'm the hothead and he's the one that, oh, let it go. Don't worry about it. He just, the guy called you a bitch, but no big deal. Just let it go. And I'm like, and I break
Yep.
his nose, whatever. It's just so opposite. But in 20 years together, I think we've maybe argued twice. Flat out argued twice.
Oh, that would be lovely.
We just, everything we do, we have in common. Our hobbies, our interests, hunting, fishing, farming, country, bowling, volleyball, everything is the same. It's weird.
Well, weird works though.
Yeah, apparently I'm very lucky.
Big Mike said he didn't know I was stubborn and bullheaded. I think everybody
She's a
knows
woman,
that.
isn't she? That's your answer right there. She's a woman.
Well, see, I didn't used to be that way. I used to be a big pushover when I was bigger because I had like no self confidence. So
Yeah.
you could walk right over me. And it's when I started losing weight and started feeling better about myself. I'm like,
Oh, see, I've been a bitch my whole life. I have no. I've been that way my whole life.
Larry always tells me I need to grow a set.
And Paul tells me I need to get rid of mine. He says
He's like,
mine
"You're
are
too
bigger than
big."
his. My air conditioning is not working very well.
Oh God, we had no air in our house. It was ridiculous.
This optimized idle on these new trucks absolutely sucks.
Yeah, I remember we were when we were in your truck, Iowa 80, it kept shutting off.
Yep. It's awful. Ugh. So who's all with us? Can you see? Is Miss Diane here?
Diane said hello earlier. Jess is here. Heidi's here.
Oh, hi, Hedi. Hey, Jess.
And Heidi said, we as ladies do have a set, LOL.
Absolutely. Ours are just higher up.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Larry's still sleeping on the couch. Kind of want to go in there and peek.
Show us Nova.
Yeah, let's go see what they're doing. He's probably snoring like super bad. Yep. Oh my God, you're going to die. He's so loud.
Oh, his snoring. I'll be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Oh, look at the baby. Did you guys see Nova right there? That's Nova.
Everybody's asleep. It's too funny. Everybody fell asleep.
You had to kick his ass off the couch and tell him to go into the bedroom.
I know. I'm going to have to wake him up pretty soon, yeah.
I love those earrings, woman.
Oh, thanks. Me and my turquoise, I swear to God.
Yeah.
I should be sick of this color by now. Oh, goodness.
So did you hear about my brain fart thing I did yesterday morning?
No.
So, Murphy, stop. I wake up in the morning, right? And it's
wait, the eye drops?
It's like this dark almost. No, actually, I had this light on, and I had just bought new eye drops, and they were the gel, and they had a blue label. So I reached in my little desk here, and I'm like, when I went to bed the night before, it felt like I had a hair in my eye. And you guys all know that I have a muscle issue in my eyes. I have muscle spasms, which causes me to do that all the time. But it felt like I had a hair. So usually what I did is I went to bed and I just laid I laid on this side to put some pressure on it. And usually by the time I wake up, then it's gone. It works its way out. Well, it didn't. So right when I woke up, it was bothering me. So I grabbed a little eyedropper with the blue label and just squeezed the dickens out of it and tried to lube it up like mad. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not gel. It said it was gel. So I flip on the big lights, I flip on my cheaters, and I look, and it earache drops, and in huge letters on the back, warning, stay away from eyes.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, rinse, I went, I had the gallon of water and I kept pouring it in the cap and dumping and pouring and dumping. And I called my doctor's office because they work right out of the hospital in our little hick town. And they told me to call poison control. And I called poison control and they told me to get in the shower for 15 minutes, let the water hit my forehead and come down. I'm like, I'm in the middle of nowhere asleep at a little gas station. I'm a truck driver. And she was like, well, go into the truck stop and use the shower. I'm like, no, you don't understand. There's no truck. Well, there's got to be one if it's got parking. She argued with me saying that any place that a semi can park has showers.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, lady, there is no shower here. Like, none. You can fit 2 trucks here. She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you then. Just rinse it.
Oh my God.
So she said if it hurts really bad or turns red or starts to get swollen or shut, then go to the urgent care. And it's okay. It was red for part of the day and just kind of, it burned at first though, but
I bet.
I flushed it pretty good. But yeah, so from now on, I'll be looking really close.
I can see me doing that. I have the hardest time. Like, I can't read medicine bottles or anything like that unless I have my cheaters on.
No, the last time when I went to get my glasses checked, I walk in when I to get my exam for every 2 years, and they make you fill out this form, right? And the letters are like this big. And I'm like, you do know this is an eye doctor place, right? We come here because we're struggling to read. The lady had to read it for me. She wouldn't let me use a pair of cheaters or glasses or nothing. She just read the whole. I couldn't read one word. Yeah,
Oh my
I saw
gosh.
the big X at the bottom in the line where I signed. And I'm like, the letters need to be this big. We're here for our.
Heidi said she loves when someone who isn't familiar with truckers' lives that like to argue with you.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Yeah, she was mad. She thought I was like bullshit, BSing her, And I'm like, I'm telling you, just because there's a spot for a truck doesn't mean there's a shower. And if there is a shower, doesn't mean I want to go in it. It may not be nice.
Well, Larry had this bottle of super glue that was on top of our Volvo forever, sitting in I had like a little junk basket on top of our dash. But in that same basket, so his little bottle of super glue was red and yellow. Well, my lip gloss that I use is Carmex, which is also red and yellow. I kept telling him, and he would put them side by side in that basket. I'm like, one of these days I'm going to be driving. I'm not going to pay attention. I'm going to reach for my chapstick, and I'm going to super glue my lips shut. Oh, my God. Luckily, that didn't happen, but I could see that happening.
Yeah, I was actually, I think it was Diana I was talking to, I think. And I remember I put that, like it's icy hot, but it like deodorant, and I went and it was icy hot, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
My mom put preparation H on her toothbrush and brushed her teeth one time.
Oh my God, preparation H. Ew.
Yeah, she just went and it touched her mouth, and then she realized it was wrong, so she didn't like really brush her teeth. But oh my gosh, it was so funny. She come out of the bathroom just, losing it. It was hilarious. The things our dumbasses do. It's crazy.
I know, especially the older we get and the worse our vision gets.
And I think we become so complacent. We just like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, and don't pay attention as much. We're ridiculous. And it
Robert
doesn't
said,
help in our life when we stop the truck and we're like, ready for bed. And you're like, oh, yeah, not paying
yeah.
attention.
Oh.
But, well, so now your new job. Tell us a little bit about when that's going on so everybody can know when you'll kind of be back to driving full time and back with lives. Because people have been asking about,
I
when you're going to be live again.
So we get our check. Hopefully, we're crossing our fingers next Thursday or Friday, and then we're going to take it home so we can get all of our stuff loaded onto it. And then that following Thursday and Friday, we have orientation. So once we get done with orientation, then we could take our first load.
Where's the orientation at? Where is that held at?
Indiana.
Oh, okay. So not too far from you.
No.
Okay. So you'll drive your new truck to orientation. Listen to me, tough orientation, orientation. Okay. Now, I remember you said it was like you could not believe how much stuff you accumulated in that Volvo. Now you're going into a truck 4 times the size. Are you going to be pickier about what you put in this one? I know you've been crazy kitchen stuff shopping.
Yeah, we actually got rid of a lot of stuff that we had on our truck because we have 2 different philosophies. My philosophy is if it hasn't been opened and we haven't used it in months, then we don't freaking need it. Yep. And Larry's philosophy is, well, we might need it one day. So behind Larry's back, Angie was throwing away a lot of stuff.
I still have 2 big tubs from when I changed trucks from the Kenworth to the Freightliner. I'm like, why is this in here? I've never touched it. And every time I go home, I empty all my clothes out and all my shoes. And I'm like, okay, have I worn that? Nope, it can stay. But then my dumb self, I'll look in my, oh, wait, I want to bring that out. Or, oh, wait, I want to bring that. I'll wear that.
Well, and then we have to dress for all seasons because we never know where we're going to be at, what the weather's going to be like. So it's like, yes, we have a lot of clothes on the truck, but it's because we have to pack for all seasons. We don't know what the weather's going to be like when you're out there for 5 or 6 weeks at a time.
Yeah. So and people laugh because, like, I'll have my flip-flops and my muckluck boots.
Yep.
I'll have tank tops and a parka. Yep. I live where I need a parka, but I might get a load to New Orleans where I can wear flip-flops and a tank top.
Absolutely.
I remember one time, and must have been 2017-ish, somewhere in there. I was in Joplin, Missouri, wearing sandals and a summer dress, and it was in the spring. I called and talked to Paul, and it was 8 below zero at home, and we had 92 degrees. It was exactly 100 degrees difference between where we lived in Joplin, Missouri, exactly 100 degrees on the exact. And I remember rubbing it in, and he's like, bitch, you got to come home eventually. That's what he said. And that's just so, I'll never forget that. It was just such an example of where we can be. And like 4 days later, I'm back home in below zero when I was just wearing a summer dress and flip-flops 4 days earlier. Yep. So that's a very valid point. We have to be prepared for all seasons, unless you run like a dedicated down,
Yeah, then you pretty much know what you're doing with.
Yeah, any OTR driver, you basically, granted, I don't carry my mucklucks and my parka in July anywhere. Even though on top of Donner, I might want my mucklucks in July.
Oh, yeah. But, and some spots in Colorado.
Yeah, yep. So are you excited?
I'm excited and I'm nervous, and I think it's just because it's like new, different, change, and things didn't go so smoothly with our last boss. Like I wish things had gone better, and they didn't. And I don't like
it on a better note. You mean?
Yeah, I don't like it because my whole philosophy, and I was laughing because I was out to dinner with my mom and dad on Wednesday, and we were talking about the whole situation, and I was joking with him. I said, well, back me up, mom and dad. I said, tell Larry, explain to him, because it was like I was trying to explain to Larry that my philosophy growing up, the way my parents raised me, is you never want to leave a bad taste in an employer's mouth, because you don't want to ever shut that door. You never know what may need to reopen that door. So that's always been my philosophy, and the way I've always treated every employer was I never want to shut or lock that opportunity.
Burn that bridge. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just want to treat them with respect and expect to be treated that way myself. So, but unfortunately, just this didn't turn out well. Kevin says he has a question. He says, I have a question. Can you drive in sandals or flip flops?
No.
Not
Okay.
technically.
There's a lot of debate about that. You can do it in sandals that don't have an open toe. The
Yeah.
problem is what they say is like if this is your flip flop in my foot, if I have my feet on the floor and the cruise on and I have an emergency and need to go for the brake, that I go to lift my leg and the pedal could grab the bottom of the flip flop and stop me from going onto the brake. Now, I have heard recently that the laws have changed on that, but I don't honestly know. And I need to maybe research it. I don't drive in them. I actually drive in slippers. My shoes stay lined just like this up against my driver's door no matter what I'm wearing. I never wear shoes in my truck. I keep them right at my door, and my slippers are closed toes. However, we've always in my 35 years have been told it's against the law, even in a car. But somebody just a couple months ago said that that is no longer in the federal law. So I will still never do it for safety reasons because I'm a freak about that. And I've always known my whole career it's been illegal. But could they have maybe lifted that? They might have. It's still not smart.
A lot of drivers wear flip flops and sandals out there. Absolutely, we see it all. I'll be honest, I don't wear flip flops because of that reason right there. Because I did have that happen to me when I was trying to move from the brake pedals to the gas pedals. So I no longer wear flip flops.
Okay.
The sandals that I wear actually Velcro around my ankle. And then I have Velcro over my toes too, so that my feet are really secure and they're not slipping and sliding, and I don't have to worry about a flip flop. But yeah, I do wear sandals, and then in the wintertime I wear my boots or my tennis shoes.
Yeah. And there is men wear a lot of men, especially a lot of the foreign gentlemen, wear the slides.
Yes.
And I've always been told that that is not legal in any vehicle, even a four-wheeler.
Yep.
But somebody said that they did change that, and I remember I tried to look and see, and I never found proof that they changed it. So I'm not going to, But I was going to ask you, Angie, about your new truck. The sleeper is so much larger. It's 100. You gained 100 inches. Basically, you went from an 80-inch bunk to a 180-inch bunk. Are you nervous about the backing and the turning in the bigger bunk? Your wheelbase is extended now.
Yeah, and where my pivot point's going to be completely different. Everything's going to be different. So yeah, Larry, I'll be honest, Larry's nervous too.
Will you be able to maybe take it out and practice a little bit before you take your first load and play around with it?
We'll have about 4 or 5 days or so to kind of get used to the truck before we actually get a load. So that'll be good. Give us a chance. And we're actually going to stay a couple days at a truck stop in our hometown area just so I can kind of get used to the feel and he can get used to the feel of it because it's a lot bigger. The pivot point's going to be different. We're not going to have to do as much backing as we have to do now, but there's still going to be times where we're going to have to back up into whether it be an rest area or a truck stop. As far as getting loaded or unloaded, we won't have to do that anymore because my understanding is we'll be in an open field area and they'll load us with cranes.
Yeah, because you're going to be pulling basically technically a flatbed.
Yeah,
it's got the Conestoga over it, so you won't have to throw tarps, but you still have to secure straps and chains possibly.
Yep.
And not to mention you'll need 3 days to unpack everything and get everything, find a spot.
Yep.
Now, is it a Peterbilt?
It's actually the same thing we're driving now. It's a Volvo VNL 860.
Okay. Yeah, manual or automatic?
It's going to be automatic.
Ah, okay.
Really, the only thing different on the dash that we could see was on our particular Volvo we've been driving, the like the rear, reverse, neutral drive, all that is push buttons on the dash, where in this truck it's called an iDrive, and it's a little slot next to the driver's seat, so it's going to be a little bit different.
Okay, and now this is, I just got my first automatic last year, and mine's on the it's got that little bar on,
Control yeah,
opposite the turn signal. It's
yeah,
got a bar, you just rotate it. It's just a
yep.
little switch. But I believe when they first came out with automatics, I'm not 100%, but they used to be down here by your seat as well, or down below. They weren't anywhere like on the steering wheel. They were down, more where a cup holder would be. I think when they first started coming out, that's where they were.
The good news is, my understanding is when we do get the truck, we're actually going to meet the team that's been in the truck for the last few months. So they'll be able to go over, because now we're going to have like 3 different tanks of water. We're going to have our fresh water. We're going to have our black water. We're going to have our gray water. We have to learn how to deal with the sewage. So luckily we'll be able to have time, a couple hours there for Greg to show us all the ins and outs and all that. So
now, to dump that, will you go to like an RV dump in a rest area?
Yeah, we'll be hitting rest areas. The other places, some Loves and some Flying J's will allow you to also dump. So some of them do allow that over in the RV area.
I know in service plazas and rest areas, some of the RV dump areas, you wouldn't be able to get a trailer in. So it'll be interesting for you, I'm sure, to find and maybe keep a little notebook of where in each state you have a dump that you can access.
Yeah.
Like I keep a little book that's got every Walmart with truck parking, every veterinarian that's got truck park, or, I keep a little state by state log, and maybe that's something you guys could do to keep track of where you can dump, easy access, which truck stops are better.
The other thing he's worried about is, since he drives nights, he's used to always being able to pull off like an on ramp or off ramp in the middle of the night to take a nap. But where we're going, you can't do that. You cannot pull off on the side of the road at all unless it's for an emergency. So he can't do on ramps. He can't do off ramps. It has to be an actual parking spot, like in a rest area or truck stop or safe haven.
Now that's Landstar, right? That's
Landstar policy. Yep.
Yeah. Now, have you gone to orientation with Landstar yet, or is that the one in Indiana? That's the Landstar one.
Yeah, so we should have done orientation first, but we wound up doing our DOD class. So that's out of the way, because if we had missed our DOD class, the next DOD class is not until November of next year. And what a DOD class is Department of Defense. So had we not been able to take that class, we would not be able to pull military loads for a year. And military loads are the ones where you have to have your highest clearance and they pay the most. So it's important that we get military loads.
So Landstar was okay with you doing it reversed?
Yeah, they pulled a lot of, between my boss and the people at Landstar, there was a lot of strings pulled to get us into that class. So, but now we're certified, so we're good.
That's good. Yeah. Anything else going on that you want to about the new job or anything else? Because I know a lot of people are missing your lives, so I know everybody's excited for you to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
So,
maybe
next weekend for our Saturday show, you can show us your truck.
Oh, we could definitely do that.
Take us on an inside tour, and I know that I would love that. I'm sure everybody else would, because a lot of people have never been in a super sleeper.
Me either.
And a lot of people don't know what a Conestoga is either.
Yep.
And all it is, it's flatbed with a soft. It's got like a tunnel, and you collapse it up to the front of the trailer, and then it's automatic, and then it'll just go like this to the back of the trailer, and then you seal it. But it'll be cool to see for a lot of people.
Yeah. Now we kind of talked about this on our lives, but I'll bring it up again. We are gonna have to change a little bit how we live stream, because with FedEx we were kind of a little more lenient as far as telling people where we were going and what we were hauling. With Landstar, because of the new loads that we're going to be hauling, there's going to be a lot of times where the camera will have to be on us and not on the road. And there's going to be a lot of times I can't tell you guys where we're going, and you're just going to have to be respectful of that, because I can't. If it comes between live streaming and my job, obviously it's going to be my job.
And I'm sure we have such amazing followers on The View. Yes. I'm sure everybody will understand that and respect that. And we love seeing your beautiful face. And so I don't think anybody will complain about that at all.
We'll just throw the dogs on.
Yeah, you can just say we're on the western half of the U.S. or we're in the snow,
Yeah, exactly.
But, we have such wonderful people. I highly doubt anybody's going to not understand that. And they'll be respectful. We're very blessed to have amazing followers.
I know Diane said she can't wait to see us cooking on the new truck. So our plan actually is, because we have no AC at our house, our plan is when we go home this weekend, we're actually going to stay at the truck stop in our truck and just go back home to get our supplies to bring back to the truck. Because we figured that way we can actually get to know the truck, get the truck set up the way we want, be able to cook in it. So that's what we're planning on doing as far as next weekend goes, getting the truck all set up. So we'll actually stay on the truck and only go home for supplies.
That's exciting.
Yes.
I'm so happy for you guys for the extra space. I would kill to have a super sleeper. Oh my gosh. They are so nice. You get a big full queen size bed, and you get to cook on a stove top, have a real refrigerator, walking space.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing. And I know you're going to decorate it so cute.
Oh gosh, I have bought so much crap. It's ridiculous. I can't help it.
I heard you bought 2 comforters sets and.
Yeah, because me, I'm so clumsy. I've been known to spill my drinks on the bed, or the dogs might have an accident, or food gets on the bed. So we've always been a type that we always have extra sheets, extra comforters. So I got 2 comforter sets. I got 4 pairs of sheets. That way, we always have clean laundry, because a lot of times it's hard to get a couple hours to do laundry. So our philosophy is to pack extra.
Yeah, and see, now I have 2 comforters. I actually keep one folded under the mattress pad to get a little more cushion. That's where I store mine, and my extra sheets and pillowcases. I keep them right under the mattress pad.
That's smart.
But it was nice, because when Paul was riding with me, him not driving, I remember one time he spilled a cup of coffee on the bed, and it drenched everything. So I remade the bed, put all clean linens on it. And when I went to bed, then he went into the truck stop because he didn't drive. So it was okay if he stayed up later. And then when I got up to drive the next day, he could just sleep in. So I had it a little bit easier there, because in an emergency, he could stay up all night and do something if needed, But yeah, and I think it's just smart for any trucker to keep extra. I mean, you know how some nights, if your air stops and you're sweating, who wants to sleep on sheets that you just spent 8 hours sweating to death in?
Absolutely.
And I've never had a dog have an accident on the bed, but and now everybody knows that Murphy, I put boots on her so she never gets dirty, but a lot of people don't. Most people, I don't think I've ever seen a dog out here with boots on, except my anal behind does it. So imagine if they got into mud and jumped up on the bed, or something that simple.
Yep, ours have done that.
Yeah, it's nice to have that backup. But yeah, if you under your mattress or mattress pad, I have them between the mattress pad and the mattress. I lay the sheets, I fold them, but I lay them out in the comforter, and that adds a little more cushion as well. And then I don't have to come up with other places to store them.
Yep.
So that's how I've always stored my extra linens, is between the little 4-inch gel pad, between that and the mattress.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just right there, and a little more cushion to sleep on.
Yep.
But Anybody else have any questions for Ange on the new puppy or the new truck or job before we head off here? Because I'm going to get to bed here pretty soon.
I just got the battery sign on my phone.
Oh, did ya? Well, Ange, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us on your vacation. I mean,
No problem.
I know you guys have been super busy, so we all do. We miss seeing you and can't wait for you to come back live.
I know. Kevin, yes, the new truck does have an APU, and it also has a ceiling AC unit too. So
Oh,
there's
nice.
there's two separate AC units and heating, one for the front part of the truck, and then there's one up on the ceiling on this, just like an RV. When is the guys show? I honestly don't know. Now that I would say give us a couple weeks to get on the truck, get familiarized, and then we'll probably start all the shows back up again.
And I know my husband, Paul, is going to be on the guys show, a little bit. So you guys can get to know him a little better too.
Yep.
He's excited.
Yeah, we're planning on starting the shows back up. We just wanted to get this over the way. That way, Larry and I kind of get back to a routine, because this is all going to be new to us, going from a different company and learning the way they do things. And so we didn't really want any extra distractions on it. That's the reason we haven't been doing the shows. So, but we will get back to the shows as soon as we kind of get into the rhythm of things. And then that way the stress loads a little bit less.
And not only is it, you got to learn a whole new way to do paperwork, and the computers are different. Oh my gosh, it is stressful. That's for sure.
Yeah. You're going to make mistakes, but it's like you don't want to,
Yeah.
It's like we're both kind of anal like that. It's like, man, we hate making mistakes.
Yeah. But it's people think it's just getting another truck and going. It's not. And unless you're with the same company, it's completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, this company was my first computer logbook. I've always done paper.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came here almost 4 years ago, I was like, and you guys all know me in technology. We're like opposites.
And you screw up the logbook, it's not that easy to fix anymore. It's hard, especially because it's electronic.
I was like 9 hours into my 10-hour break one time, and I have it on my phone, the app on my phone, and I picked up my phone and I didn't realize it was still on that app, and I hit the drive. I hit drive, not on duty, but drive. Once, and I don't know if every system is the same, because this is the only one I've used. Once it goes to drive, you can't manually change it. Now, if I had gone to on duty, I can switch the on duty to off duty. I had to start my 10-hour break all over again.
Yep.
I lost a good load. I had to sit there for like 18 and 45. It was insane. So now I am so careful. Like if I'll turn my phone on by the side, I don't swipe it anymore. Because if that was the last app I had on, which I usually make sure it's not there anymore, but just in case.
It'd be so easy to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's nuts, but
I don't think people understand. Like, I think when people think that we're just truck drivers, I don't think they understand like how much paperwork is involved with every load that you take. And then if you add like hazmat on top of it, or DOD, for example, how much extra paperwork and electronic crap you have to do.
Oh, it is. And then for, you get people like me who are just plain old, like I tried to go live at 7:00 and it wasn't working for me. I just, at least these youngins that are so proficient with computers and all that, they're just boop, 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 boop. Well, I'm like, oh wait, what does that say? Oh, let me get my cheaters. Wait, and I hit that button. Oh crap, wrong button, and I back out, and it's just a hot mess.
That's why I love
you're an exception. You're an exception to that, Angela, because you're like queen of technology.
I tell you what, I learned a lot of it from my daughters and my grandkids.
Oh, like, I know 3-year-olds that are better at it than me. I do. I know children. Like, it's crazy.
My 4-year-old granddaughter probably knows my phone better than I know my phone.
Yep. So was there any other questions for you, or?
I don't think so. Heidi just said it's a lot. It's not a normal 9-to-5 job. That is for sure.
You know,
Oh,
and it's just funny that you'd say that, Heidi, because in the last 4 days, I've like really been running hard. I did 1,930 miles in 3 days. And it's literally like I get up, like yesterday morning, I got up at 4:45. And from 4:45 until 9:30 last night, I worked the whole time. And now, granted, that's not driving the whole time, but even when you're stopped and you're waiting to get loaded or unloaded, you're still at work.
yep,
So from 4:45 till a.m. till 9:30, you're at work. You're working.
yep,
Whether
yep.
it's fueling, driving, loading, unloading, dropping a
Pre-trip.
trailer, pre-trip, post-trip, in the
Yep.
middle trip. Some people do a in route pre-trip, in route inspection, and people don't get it. Then you stop your clock and you park, and in 10 minutes you're in bed.
Yep.
You're so tired, and then you wake up and immediately you got to go again. So
Yep.
they think that when we're down, like we have all this free time. No, we don't.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes we have more, but especially you guys, team truck, you guys don't stop. You may get that truck may be shut off 2 hours a day,
Yep.
So Heidi, you're right. It's not a 9 to 5. It's
That's
my
why
only real time off is when I'm at home.
I know we feel so bad because it's like half the time we live stream, we're either swapping or we're eating. And it's because that's really the only time we're awake is
You're
when
both
we're
awake together.
when we're sharing
Yeah.
a meal or we're swapping. So it's like that's when we live stream. And everybody's always like, you guys are always eating. It's like, yeah, but that's really the only time we're awake.
Yeah. Well, you figure if it's any other time, either you've got to give up your sleep or Larry's got to give up his sleep. And that's not healthy or safe for either one of you.
Absolutely. Stella said, oh, she was replying to Mike Boulder. Let's see.
And I guys, I don't want you to think I'm complaining about my job. I know I choose this career, but it is frustrating when people, just assume all you do is sit on your ass all day and drive. There's so much more to that.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was
So,
some girl on TikTok today that was talking about that, where some guy commented on her video. She was a trucker, and said, "Aren't you a little big to be a trucker?" He was making some derogatory comment about her weight. And somebody else weighed in and said, you know what, for a person that works as many hours as she does and probably works harder hours than you do, you really should watch what you say. And then they were talking about how, they truckers supply America, instead of being condescending to him, maybe you could have said something nicer. And it was a female trucker too. I was like, geez.
A female was going after another female?
Yeah.
That's sad.
We got a spammer in here. I'm trying to get her blocked.
Oh, what's she saying?
Oh, she's trying to get everybody to message her.
Hey, what's her name? What's her name?
Oh God, did I block the wrong person, Stella?
Nope, that's the same one that was doing it the other day.
Okay, she just got blocked.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What was the last name on it?
Hancock.
Nope, different one. I think it was a different one, but Stella sounds familiar.
Yeah.
We had one the other day and I couldn't I went back and looked at comments and I couldn't see her comments, so I couldn't block her.
Yeah, I don't. We always get. It never fails. You get a spammer every once in a while.
Yeah.
Why we try to get rid of them?
Well, guys, I need to call tonight because I have a really early morning tomorrow.
Yeah.
And a long day, and I have to call Miss Diane and say goodnight. It's our night ritual. I gotta call her and say goodnight. So I think she wants to say goodnight to Murphy more than me.
Priorities.
She's in love with. She keeps saying, Murphy, you come live with Auntie Diane. You come live with Auntie Diane. Auntie Diane will give you more treats than Mommy does. I'll give you more kisses than Mommy does, because I don't give people food or a lot of treats. And Diane's like, I'll sneak you some. You come stay with Auntie Diane. So
next thing you know, she's going to be planning a wedding for Georgie and Murphy.
I'll tell you what. I hope you get to go down there and meet Diane and meet Georgie. Georgie is the sweetest dog.
Beautiful
Oh my
dog.
God. I walk in the door and I sit down and he's like giving me smooches and his butt's wiggling and his tail's going and oh, I just want to kiss him. He is so sweet. But
Uh,
anybody else say anything or can we say
Heidi,
goodnight?
real quick, Heidi had posted something today about, I guess, something that's going around, and she had posted for ladies to be aware that supposedly there's people
Yep.
going up to cars and they'll leave a note on like the handle of the car
Yep.
that says like "read me" or "important,"
Or
and so
help.
or
Yep.
help, and so your first instinct is to grab that note to see what it says, and they're
Yep.
telling you not to grab it with your skin because it could contain fentanyl. And
Yep.
as I'm sure most of you guys know, if you even touch fentanyl, you can die from an overdose. It's that toxic. So they're
Yep.
saying if you see a note on your car or on your windshield or something like that, don't touch it with your skin. Get a piece of plastic or something, or just get the cops involved. So don't touch it at all.
Yeah.
Better to
That
safe than
was
sorry.
Yeah, and that was the other. I saw this on Fox News a couple months ago that people were picking up money. They were
Yeah,
soaking bills in fentanyl. And when I was down there with Diane this last weekend, she drove me to a grocery store, and there was a $5 bill laying on the ground, and I picked it up and then remembered and dropped it, and then I had a napkin and I put it in the napkin, and in right in the entryway of the grocery store they have the sanitizer, so I literally soaked this bill in sanitizer and I still was too afraid to touch it. So you just it, I don't know, if it's nothing it's nothing, but still be careful.
yeah, absolutely.
Be careful with
There's somebody
everything. As
come.
women, we need to watch our backs, especially, but men too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Men too. I mean, we unfortunately, yeah, it happens to men too. But yeah, whether you're a man or a woman, regardless, especially if you're out there in public, don't keep your nose in your phone. That just makes you an easy target for people. Always keep your eyes
Yeah.
up. As I always tell everybody, and I've told you guys from day one since you met me, keep your head on a swivel. And that's
Yeah.
serious. You got to know your surroundings to know who's around you at all times. It's the only way you're going to keep yourself safe.
It scares me when I see women, especially walking across the lot, but even guys, the truck stops, got their earbuds in, they're staring at their
Yep.
phone. And like I did it on one of my safety things. Do not have your earbuds in when you're walking
No.
across the lot, especially at night. But, not only for, people not approaching you, but dumb truckers that are flying through the truck stop, you want to be able to hear them coming. And don't look at the ground when you walk.
Yep.
Don't look all weak and shy and scared and nervous. Hold your head up, stare everybody in the eye when you walk by them, look them in the eye, greet them. So, or
Absolutely.
nod your head, acknowledge, because you want them to think, hey, I'll recognize you. I see you. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
going to remember what you look like if you do something stupid. And that's
Exactly.
so important. Do not look like a weak little victim, man or women, you know.
Heidi said the worst thing is you do have to pay attention. People in our society are getting bad. And
Yep.
it's true. It's very true. You always got to watch out for yourself. All right, guys, we're going to end this
Yeah,
because I know
we're going
this
to
Terry's
call
got
it.
to go. And I got to get up early and make breakfast for my big troop that's here.
Yeah. Thank you
Uh,
guys for jumping on, even though we didn't give notice. We appreciate it. And as always, we love you all very much. And
and thank you
Angie,
for
I
being
just want to thank
patient.
you for taking the time away from your family and your vacation to come kind of update us all. We've all missed you like crazy, and we can't wait to get you and that big dork back on lives and being goofy.
Yes.
And we're
Yes.
excited to see more of the new baby girl Nova and the new truck. So lots of pictures as Nova grows.
Absolutely.
We want to be her family too and watch her grow up.
We'll all discipline
She's
her together.
Yep, she's got a big family, doesn't she, guys? Nova's got a big extended family. All of our fur babies are loved.
Oh, God,
So
yes.
you
We should
guys
do a
all have
birthday
a good
show.
night, and we will talk to you guys next Saturday for sure.
Bye, guys.
Love you guys.